And we're back. Let's just see how long it takes for people to realise and or find that I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Sharpie's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Right, so yeah, where were we? Where were we before we were interrupted by internet connections doing silly things? Um, I've lost my train of thought. Which I know, no big surprise there. Am I letting my pleco suck on my arm? No, uh, that one there was a mosquito bite. I think that one was as well. No, that was where I bashed my hand on something. Um, I'm just a clumsy oaf. And normally I can guarantee if I bash myself on something, I'm going to continue to bash the same place for God knows how long until it heals. It's just the way that the world seems to work for me. Plus, I do, and I will freely admit to it, even though I think technically it's classed as self harm. Yeah, I've done that as well, so we won't worry about that. But yeah, I do have a, usually without realizing it, I will say, I will pick scabs, and if I've got a loose bit of skin, I'll pick that. And as I say, usually without realizing it, usually the first thing I know is I'm like, oh, where's that blood coming from? Oh, right from there. When did that happen? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's she'll probably come as a surprise to nobody if they've seen just how covered with scars I am. I'm pretty much at this point. I'm fairly sure I am more scar tissue than skin, but as long as it roughly holds together, we're okay. Um, oh, howdy doody! Welcome back to part two. Yeah, doing paint by numbers today because, well, I felt like a change from diamond painting because I've been caning that pretty hard for the last few weeks, and plus it's Floyd Hansen, so why wouldn't I? The first one I did, I enjoyed more as I got further into it. Paint by numbers, that is. So I wanted to try another one, and I thought, well, the best way to do it is to get a picture that I know I'm going to love painting. And I thought, well, what do I like more than most things on the face of the planet? And well, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the second one far more than I enjoyed the first one at this stage. and I've not even painted the cleavage yet. So, you know, well, you got to save the best bits till last, haven't you? And yes, I know I should probably use a bigger brush, but I'm kind of enjoying using what to me, in most times I'm painting anything, is a bigger brush. A size 1 for me is a pretty big brush. I'm more used to a 0, 000, 50. I think I've got them all the way down to a 20, which is good for ridiculously fine detail. The kind of detail I can't actually see these days, really. Get the paint cloth out, or paint wipe out the way. You don't want to have that glaring out at you. Oh God, where was I painting? Where's the wet bit? Don't. So yeah, hence I'm doing this and enjoying it immensely, even if, given the state of my shade blindness and the fact that all these colours are variations on black at the moment, it kind of all looks pretty much the same to me. I'm sure it doesn't. And Mary has said, no, I can see the different colours. Yeah, I don't know. Therapy takes only a little bit more skill than diamond painting. Let's be honest, it's not artistic talent that we're talking about here. It's just painting up to lines with the colour it tells you to paint. Which, if you got any kind of manual dexterity in your hands, it should be fairly simple. Although, admittedly, I'm probably far more used to wielding a teeny tiny paintbrush than most people are. Most people wouldn't want to be painting backwards. We do have people starting to come back again. Good-o. Yeah, for some reason the interwebs decided to play silly buggers, so we had to restart. I do have some other. Well, I suppose it is very big news. How best to put it? Mary's daughter Nadine, the mould, as I call her, she's had a boyfriend for a while. They've gone on holiday to Turkey. He's only gone and proposed, and she said yes. So they're going to get married. I'm going to have a damn wedding to go to, and I'm going to be sitting at the high table. Something I never thought I'd be doing. I think Mary's probably going to walk her down the aisle, because I don't think that'd probably work out very well with me doing it. Just as long as I don't have to wear a suit. A speech I can deal with. I can do talking, as you're well aware. Although I don't know his family. Well, I've never even met him. So, um, yeah, we shall see how that goes. Uh, can Sharpie manage to offend literally everyone at what, let's say, is his stepdaughter's wedding? What do we reckon the odds of that happening are? It's going to be pretty high. Ah, is it the Keystone Clash this weekend? Is it or something? The one of those things that everyone comes back from, says how an amazing time they had, and they've all got the same cold, flu, crud, bug thing. Yeah, this is one reason why I don't do conventions or anything like that. I mean, first, I don't like crowds, and second, I just don't want to be ill. It's, I even get full sick pay from work. I'd just rather not feel like crud for a week. Not that we really hadn't touch and go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I say not that we really do fish conventions here in the UK. There's a couple of smaller ones. I think Graham went to one the other week. Uh, but yeah, they're just not my cup of tea. And so I've done a couple, um, not fishy ones. I've done like fantasy and sci-fi ones and stuff like that. And well, you see the people you want to see, you get their autograph or whatever. Then you look around all the stands, you buy all the tack you want to get, or you see all the tack you want to get, and you go, I am not paying that much for it. And then, but then people stay there for 2 or 3 days, and I'm thinking, what are you doing for the rest of the time? You've already done it in like half a day at most. I don't like people enough to warrant that. That probably is just me, though. Actually, I'm not even sure if I want to go on a sci-fi fantasy horror convention these days. I mean, it'd have to be real local, and there'd have to be some people there that I really wanted to see or meet. Um, or am I just getting old and jaded? Is that it? Like, well, I've already met a bunch of famous people. They're just like normal people, only famous. Or they're famous and they're an absolute member. Is the other. That's the other one I found. It tends to be the ones that yeah, tends to be the ones who are normal and nice people, They tend to be the ones that have the not necessarily acting or whatever career that lasts forever, but they tend to be the ones who will go around the convention circuits and nobody's got a bad word to say about them. It's like there was a thing on wrestling conventions that I was watching the other day, and one wrestler was saying, some of the others you can tell they don't want to be there. And there's a conversation of people present. Yes, I have to people for work, so that's enough peopling for me for 1 week. I don't really see this as peopling because I'm at home on my own, just speaking into the ether. It basically gives me a legitimate reason to be talking to myself. But yeah, so weddings. I'm just glad I'm not going to have any responsibility for planning it or anything. I mean, all I'll have to do is just turn up, look vaguely normal, and play nice for a few hours, and should be okay. Definitely have to take plenty of tobacco with me. Might just take the pipe and right. What's going on now? Oh, it's this right? So I've got half hour before I've got to do anything. Okie doke. I'll be outside. I will mostly be smoking. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I know it. I'm trying to make friendly with people. Not been called ho for a while. Oh, I know I could make a joke about that, and you'd know I was just joking, Deb, but I can't. You're too lovely and sweet to make that joke. So, now the elephant in the room. Now we're past the time where YouTube is going to, in theory, boot me off the air for saying it, but Donald. You may have noticed the title that I gave today's stream. Oh dear. Yeah, really? Taking medical advice from someone with no clue about medicine or science. And then broadcasting it to the world. Like, just because he says it, it's fact. Causing basically every other country's uh, safety or whatever, peoples and governments to come out and go, no, don't listen to him. It's absolutely fine. Studies have been done. I mean, how often do we have to use that meme of marked safe from Donald Trump's medical advice? That and then his speech at the UN, which, my God, I would have made them a much better building. It would have been much better. It would have been a great building. It would have had marble floors. It would have mahogany walls. Do this an office building. You know, they're actually thinking about how much is this going to cost, because the taxpayers have got to pay for it. Yeah. And coming out on what he said about London, how it's changed, it's awful, the mayor's really bad. Well, the mayor that's been voted in for 3 consecutive terms by the people of London. Could it be that you don't like him because he's a Muslim? Could it be you don't like him because he led the Pride Parade? He's very much pro inclusion and representation and all the good things. I mean, yeah, it is politics. I'm not going to go into whatever Sadiq Khan's actual politics. Why would anyone do more? He thinks drinking bleach is a cure for COVID. Oh, it's a cure for MAGA. Drink enough of it. Or will that be it? Will bleach be the red Kool-Aid when it all goes Jonestown? Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. Normally, when politicians have got to respond to what someone said about them, they're normally fairly diplomatic, aren't they? They'll normally try and couch things as politely as they can. Oh well, bless him, Sadiq Khan tried. So it was asked, so would you say that President Trump is an Islamophobe? I would say he's a racist, a sexist, a bigot, and an Islamophobe. Oh, you couldn't make it up, could you? I always almost want to believe that it's just a joke, and it's like let's put this guy up. Let's get him in charge just to show you how bad it can be. But, oh wait, you actually believe him? Oh dear. Yeah, it was something that started out as a joke and it's just got way too far and out of control. And the fact that they're still going on about the vaccines they cause autism. No, they don't. That has not only been disproven, But the guy who claimed it has admitted in court that it was a lie. So he's no longer a registered doctor. It's like the flat earthers that still believe flat earth is a thing, despite the fact that the guy who started it admitted it was just a joke on 4chan to see what would happen if he claimed that the world was flat. People just keep going with it. It's like, really? They will put more energy into finding ways they think they can debunk that the Earth is an oblate spheroid than they're willing to actually go and, oh yeah, the science and the math seems legit. Like ancient civilizations figured it out, for crying out loud. Well, these people read the Discworld novels and think they are actually real. Do, do they think that the magician Rincewind is going to turn up with his talking, walking luggage and the orangutan librarian that just says ook? Do they think that's real? Because that's about all the only thing I've got. I mean, it's like you get the, yeah, but when I pour water onto this baseball, see how the water all pours off? Yeah, water doesn't stick to, yeah. Maybe if you tried that experiment somewhere not subject to gravity, because the gravity is pulling from the center of the Earth. Yeah, no, is this too much for? Yeah, probably. Hey ho. I'm not saying that people are getting dumber, but the internet has just let people get dumber. Purely because anyone can publish things now. You just upload it or tweet it or post it or whatever. You don't actually have to get someone to print it for you. And then you don't have to have it reviewed so it can be put in a library or on sale. I mean, there's plenty of things that we should be concerned about, like conspiracy theory wise. Right, but vaccines causing autism, the world being flat, ain't up there. Devolution is real. Yeah. This is the thing. Days gone by, these people wouldn't have had anyone to actually listen to them. Like, no one would have given them the time of day, and they wouldn't have had a. You know, most they could have done was stand in the middle of town, wherever they lived, and shout at random passers-by what they thought. at which point they probably get locked up for being insane, quite rightly. Maybe that's what we should start doing. People who have insane beliefs, like just your beliefs are insane. Therefore, we're going to lock you away from the rest of the world for our safety. Have them sectioned and re-educated, or in some cases, educated. Um, yes, I know I'm getting ranty again. It's just when you got the people in charge of possibly the most powerful country in the world being like that. You know, I lived through part of the Cold War. You know, in primary school, I got taught about what to do if there was a nuclear attack. In the really old days, they'd have called prophets, yeah, or heretics and been stoned, and not in the good way of being stoned. He's not the Messiah. He's just a very naughty boy. Yeah, never mind. At least one day, hopefully, the semi-biblical prophecy will come to fruition, and the geek will inherit the earth. Let's just hope that not the geek isn't in the thrall of big business. Super Omni Megacore. Life of Pride is my all-time favourite Christmas movie. Yeah, there are people who go, "Hey, it's not a Christmas movie. It's got Jesus in it. It's a Christmas movie." Well, it's not Jesus, but it's got the Bible story. So, and it's got always look on the bright side of life, which should probably be number one most Christmases. Let's be honest, it's more accurate than any of the other Christmas songs. It's going to be that or Christmas Truce by Sabaton. Um, yeah, it's just Jesus in the manger next door. That he was. That he was. And Brian was a Jew. So, I'm, yeah, I think I'd put Terry Gilliam when it comes to directing up in the same kind of area with Guillermo del Toro. Got some very strange movies, but they're all very well critically acclaimed, and actually, unlike most critically acclaimed movies, are actually watchable. Um, Brazil is an awesome movie. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. How to complete filming the movie when the lead actor dies a third of the way through filming. Yeah, Heath Ledger was playing the lead role in that, and then unfortunately he passed. So they got, was it Jude Law and was it Johnny Depp? Can't remember. To play him in the other scenes. Somehow it worked. Three actors playing the same role and somehow managed to make it work. I'm not entirely sure how. Clean and dressed, think taking on my ears, looking for coffee and a snack. Well, if you happen to bump into any other fish family types, if fish fam is still a thing even, um, say Sharpie says hi. And I just upset every single paint by numberer. What are you doing? You turned it upside down. Well, yeah, so I can reach easier. But now, how will you read the numbers? Um, because some of us can read upside down, but it's the wrong way around. Yeah, and you should start at the top and then you don't have to do that because then you can work your way down. I'm like, what? Make yourself stretch and bend over the bench a long way just so you don't have to rotate the picture 180 degrees. Okay. Um, Diamond painty people are like that as well. But it's upside down. Yeah, and it's not that complex. Ooh, I think I'll just. Yeah, yeah, 7:10. Yeah, I'll do a couple more bits and then I'll have a ciggy. Yes, more chats. Brush strokes will keep going the wrong way. Well, they will be anyway. Are you turning the painting? You might be more popular if it weren't so weird. I would like you a lot less so. Quality over quantity. Thank you. Yeah, I'm weird. I do that with figures as well. You know, and models. You put it the direction that works best for you. I'm not saying it's about being efficient or anything like that, but I've had my share of, shall we say, back owies. I've done my time doing physical labour. My back is paying for it. So why would I choose to give myself a bad back when I don't need to? It's just the way I see it anyway. Are there any 11s around the eyeballs? 12, 1, 13. Yeah, there's a little bit under one eye. They'll probably also tell me I'm holding the brush wrong as well. There was one I was watching where, and I'm not even going to try and paint like it because I know damn well I can't. She was brushes like that, but with longer handles, and she's holding it at the end of the brush and complaining about how hard it is to paint the tiny detail bits. She's just, it's so hard. Let's hold the brush down there where it's meant to be held. We're not oil painting on a canvas. We're not doing some monstrous piece. We just but I need to have my flair. It's not flair. It's just making life harder for yourself. That's what you're doing. Like the whole what they call them keepers for the diamond paintings, where you fold back the cover, or the sheet of acetate or cellophane, probably what it actually is. And now I just stick something on it that's got enough weight to hold it in place. Pot of paint, pot of ink, anvil, whatever happens to come to hand. And it holds it out the way perfectly. But no, you have to have keepers. What? What's one of them? This is a cute little thing, and then it's magnetic. Right, so you got to put the thing on the top, and then you got to slide the magnet underneath the canvas so it holds it. Yeah. Why not just do that? Or again, is that just me being too obvious and simple? I know. We all like to get the little extras to go with our hobbies. Christ, just look at the amount of paints I've got. And random modelling tools and God knows what. But really, peeps, I mean, yeah, fine. If you like it, yeah, go for it. But Don't tell other people they have to do it. It's why I always go out of my way to not do a how-to video. It's always a how I do video, because what works for me may not necessarily work for other people. One of the big ones was the how I do masking canopies. I will admit none of you here have probably watched that, and I wouldn't blame you because it'd be tedious as hell. Well, I had people telling me I was doing it wrong, and I showed several ways of doing it. Which way do you think is wrong? Well, you should do it like this. You buy this masking kit, and then you stick it. What if you don't want to buy the masking kit, which is just the same masking tape that I'm using, just pre-cut? Yeah, it's pre-cut, so it's, yeah, but I can cut it with a frigging scalpel myself and save a small fortune. They ain't cheap, those masking sets. They weren't cheap back then. They're going to be even more now. And some of them weren't even pre-cut. They were just printed, so you still had to cut them out. But yeah. No, you need to have a gloss coat before you do any decals. No, you don't. You do. You need to use a coat of future floor polish, let it set for 24 hours, and then you can do your decals. Right? Or you can do them straight on the paint with no problems, as long as your paint is smooth enough. Which is, if you can't, is telling me that's because your paint is rough. Oh dear, never mind. This is why I stay well away from the modelling groups these days. Well, from pretty much any group of any hobby, because I just tend to upset people. Probably why I've not got a huge amount of fans on YouTube. I tell people things they don't want to hear. Maybe I should become some kind of maybe I should become some kind of guru or social commentator. Not that anyone would listen. I would probably get cancelled within about 5 minutes. I'd probably say something that somebody doesn't like. Somebody who's going to get all butthurt about it. And run to whichever governing body and go, oh, I don't like what that person said. Yeah. That's the way of the world these days. Kowtow to the minority while the majority can just suck it. Apologies if that sounds particularly bleak, but yeah, unfortunately, it's the way things are these days. Annoying rattling noise alert. which is probably less annoying than my voice. Am I just turning into a grumpy old man? Is that what it is? You know, that grumpy old man that when we were younger, we were like, oh God, what a miserable bastard. You see everything through rose-tinted glasses. It weren't that great when you were younger. Yeah, it was. Didn't suck this hard, at least. Ooh, pardon me. No, actually, I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to finish off her hair and background, and then I'll flip her back over and cool, there's some gaps there, and I'll do the rest of her clothing before I start on the skin and various body parts. Well, face and upper chest. Starting to feel a bit knackered. Time to try for some more sleep. Good luck, Mark. Have a good snooze for me. Sweet dreams of buxom Dutch ladies. Works for me, anyway. Or buxom redheads. The Sammy boy's back. Oh, yes. So what was the colour I was doing before? That was 7, wasn't it? It's probably high time I actually started doing a bit more painting on Athena, but and by the time I touch up the bits I missed around there, it'll probably be a bit late for that. So yeah, what we got left? Haven't done 13s? No. Is there a random light patch there? Pass. But yeah, so we've got the bit of paper here. So that is what it should look like when it's done. Just bigger. And that's the one that I can show you that I finished early in the week, painting wise. Let's move it a bit closer. You might actually be able to identify who's who. There's a couple on there, I ain't got a clue, to be honest. Generally, it's the two at the left, far left and far right, and then the weird skull thing. So if you know who they are, let me know. And I'm thinking that one is probably meant to be Jack O'Lantern. And the one next to, I think, is
supposed to be pinhead. But yeah, if you've got any ideas, let me know. What's that sticking into view? Oh yeah, it's the back end. I wonder what that was. There we go. Go that way. Pipette. Yeah, and you can see Athena from there as well. I keep looking at the runtime going, it feels longer than that. And then I look down at the clock and I'm like, oh yeah, it is. And it's raining again. Oh joy. So yes. Water changes tomorrow. Or start them at least because I'm working Mondays again. I think I'll start off with the display tanks and I'll leave the fry rack another till Tuesday. Mostly because I really want to see what Doug has got in his cave. Whether I'm going to need to put a breeder box in that tank or not. Because if he has got or has had eggs in there, they will be wrigglers by now. They'll be wrigglers for a couple of days at this point. So there will be baby bristlenoses in there if there were eggs. Otherwise, he's just completely wasting his time wafting. But unfortunately, they will be too young to be able to tell what they are. What they're going to look like. They won't have colour unless they're commons, in which case they'll just look like normal black common bristle noses. Which is nothing wrong with a standard black bristle nose, but I'd rather have some interesting colours. And I've fired up the flex that did have the shellies in again, so that's ready for fishies. If I feel the need to purchase more, which, yeah, the t-shirt says I do. Right, did I do all the 11s down that end? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah. So we'll just touch up this area. And we'll switch to probably 4. Yes, I know I haven't cleaned my brush out, but the colours are very similar, and I'm just touching up a few spots where it didn't exactly cover properly, which happens. Paint dries and shrinks. Oh, it's properly raining. As most other YouTubers would be. Oh, I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the background. And you can't hear it. You're like, hear what? Here, normal life type things going on. I remember being in a modelling stream, which was live. That was a Google Hangout way back in the day. And one of my modelling buddies getting an absolute mouthful shouted at him from his wife up from he was in the basement modelling. She gave him both barrels because he hadn't done the jobs he was supposed to do. Instead, he was just in the basement building models. Yeah. We were like, yeah, dude, you better go, or we won't be seeing you again because you won't be alive. Actually, I think I have just missed an entire patch there, haven't I? Oh well, at least I'm not the present. Bless him. He was a good guy as well. He just wanted to hang out with his buddies and not do the laundry. Which, let's be honest, who can blame someone for not wanting to do the laundry and just wanting to hang out with their dudes? Certainly far worse things to be doing. Right, so what's the next big chunk of colours up here? Is probably number 4. Is that just another? Oh, it's actually grey, not black or brown. Wow. Rico says hi. Hey, Rico. Oh, I've got to have some kind of joke insult. Don't take the paratismol. Yeah, that joke's not going away. One of my work colleagues is actually mildly autistic. Aren't we all? But yeah, we've been having a good laugh this week about all that. She actually texted her mum while we were on shift and said, "Mum, did you take paracetamol when you were pregnant with me?" What nickname for Rico can we have in college? What can Rico's college nickname be today? The long-haired yeti. Been a while since I hung out on one of Rico's streams. It really has. Oh, that's definitely grey. Definitely see the different colour now. Woohoo!
I was starting to think that basically all the background was just going to be shades of black. Which again doesn't really bother me. But and yes, I am using the paint off of the mixing stick rather than waste it. And I know there is way more paint in that pot than I'm ever going to need for painting this picture. But it's like the black, which is number 5. I've got 2 pots of that. I've done all the number 5s. And I'm not even halfway through the first pot. Which tells me I'm probably spreading the paint a lot thinner than you're meant to. Or than they expect people to. Probably more accurate. Then with the flow improver in the paint and the gesso on the canvas, the paint does spread a lot better and go a lot further. So there is that. And no, I don't keep hold of the paints when I'm done with the paint by numbers. I suppose technically I could give them to Mary to take into preschool or playgroup, whichever they want to call it. But there's not really a lot, and you know, preschool age kids are like when it comes to painting. They need so much paint because it goes on so thick and usually everywhere but where they want it to. And plus, I'm pretty sure the flow improver isn't non-toxic. Oh, that was another good one we had at work this week. Where a colleague of mine managed to get into a strop and accidentally, but should have known better, managed to knock over a bunch of paint. So we had a nice teal green section of floor even after we cleared it up. Well, we had someone come in to professionally clean it this week. By professionally clean it, it seemed what that means is just pour a load of thinners on it and then scrub at it until it comes up, which fair enough. But that meant that everyone else was getting really high on the, or headachy or whoa on the thinners fumes. And I'm going, what? I don't notice it. Don't bother me in the slightest. You can't smell that. I thought, well, no, I haven't got a sense of smell. Yeah, but it's getting me in the back of the throat. Oh, it's giving me a headache. Is this, is that? I'm like, I'm used to sitting in a small confined room in a fog of that stuff. It really doesn't affect me at all anymore. And when it does, it is definitely at levels that are highly toxic. When I'm turning around going, oh boy, that's a bit foggy in here.
you know there's a lot of aerosolized paint thinner in the air. As we would call it, cellulose thinner, but in the States you would refer to it as lacquer thinner. And yeah, I had so much exposure to it over the decades that I'm now functionally immune to it, which is kind of amusing. But then I also don't notice ammonia. It's probably not a good thing, but hey. So, what's your superpower? I'm immune to some chemicals. I'm going to leave a little more room there. Come on, there's got to be enough paint on this stick to finish that bit off. Moving on time, 19 minutes. What else have we got? We can waffle about for a few minutes. Oh, yes. My spooky season plans. As much as they are. So I'm not going to be like celebrating Halloween or anything because can't be bothered. But what I will be doing is over the month of October, I've got a bunch of, or I say a bunch, I've got some diamond paintings that are of suitable subjects. So what I will be doing is October will be a month of doing those. The first three I have in mind are ones I have of H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe, and Aleister Crowley. If I get them done way early and whatever, then I might attempt or might do one of the other ones because I've got like haunted castles and graveyards and things like that as well. So I could do those if I've got the time. It just seems a sensible thing to do. And make a bit of a change in subject matter. As much as I would quite happily have my wall going up the stairs, which is the Rogues Gallery, which is where the shall I say, safe for work diamond paintings of people go, and this will as well. I'd rather it wasn't just like pictures of Floor Jansen and Christina Hendricks. So yeah, get some dude bros up there as well. I reckon that'll work pretty good. So yeah, and the speed I'm doing this at, mind you, it's not long till the start of October, is it? I might have this done by then, or close to, so we will see. Are there any other falls up this end? Oh, yeah, some around the high ballies. Right, this side, any on this eye? No, any schnoz? No. Oh, there's a big 11 on her lower lip. Right. Yeah. So that's the plan for next month. And obviously gradually gathering bits for Christmas and Mary's 50th, which is at the start of December. Gradually adding to the pile of stuffs as things come to mind. I've also got to think of something I can use my my latest Employee of the Month award, a £15 Amazon card. So I've got to figure out something I can buy on there, either for me or something to add to Mary's pile. Right, I'm going. Probably some wrapping paper mightn't be a bad idea. Amazon are even squeakier about what they'll let you do as a diamond painting or a paint by numbers. So we shall see. There are a couple I do want to do. Obviously want to do one of Latte, Mary's Rabbit. So again, if anyone's got any subject matter they would like me to do, or models, things to paint, diamond paint, build, whatever, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Problem is you have to be a bit careful because of how the pictures work, either diamond painting or paint by numbers or what have you. You have to be a bit circumspect with the picture you use, because otherwise you just won't have the detail unless you're really big. And I am actually kind of tempted to do that. I've got some quite large diamond paintings to do. I think 3 or 4 40 to 70s now, which will be
interesting. No idea how many drills that works out to. There's a 40 by 50 was over 20,000. Or was it? No, it was way more than that. The 40 by 30 is 16,000, so probably nearer to 30,000, I'd think. But yeah, 40 by 70 is going to be at least 50,000, I'd have thought. And that's in round. I think I might have one that's in squares. That'll take some doing. That's the other thing with these is they do go a bit quicker than diamond paintings, sort of. When you're doing the big areas, definitely. So you just break out a bigger brush and monster it. But with the smaller areas, it gets a bit more like confetti. It's probably quicker to diamond paint. Certainly takes less time to change colours. Okie dokie, Debs. Have a good night, my dear. Sweet dreams. Hopefully not of busty Dutch ladies, but you know, each of their own. And if you do and you enjoy it, I ain't gonna knock it. I'm glad I could send you to sleep. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. It really doesn't bother me if people use my videos to go to sleep to. I know there are some YouTubers that have a problem with that. Weirdly, it's the ones who'll do like long form audiobooks and horror stories, and I can't believe people would fall asleep. Dude, it's a 9-hour video. What do you expect? Even the people that didn't want to fall asleep have probably fallen asleep. Well, that's a point. It'll be quite possibly be a Patreon dry dock. Woohoo! He says, having not caught up on the previous ones yet. Oh well. Actually, I think I'm only, what, 2 normal length dry docks away from being caught up, so we're not far off. Yeah. So what I'm going to do when I've done here, I'm definitely going to go back downstairs because my eyes are starting to go funny. And also have something to eat. Yeah, then tomorrow is back to work and water changes. So I might get a bit of painting done in the morning, but when I say in the morning, I mean if I wake up at ridiculous o'clock again. Other than that, it'll just be a little bit in the late morning, early afternoon, possibly, and then when I get home, do a little bit if I feel like it. So Monday it shouldn't be too busy. Shouldn't be a huge amount of stuffs to do at work. Unless people have been breaking everything again this weekend, which does seem to happen fairly regular. Yeah, I reckon by the start of October I should be done. Oh, someone's sending me messages. Why would you, bloody machine? Why would you? All paint. When the notification comes up over the bit you kind of need to see, can't you just put the notification so it comes up somewhere on screen where I don't need to be able to see what's behind it? I wouldn't mind, but it's a notification to tell me that something has expired. It's something that I've never used anyway. And if I just click here and spend a ridiculous amount of money every month, I can have it back. No. I've even uninstalled it. That's how little I used it. I would rather have the memory space. Not that I actually use the memory space for much, but you know, never hurts to have more memory space on your computer or phone or tablet or whatever. I always run better when they got a lot of spare memory to use. Oh, let's just do this piece. Oh yeah, it's properly tiddling down now. I am glad I closed that back door up. Right. Yeah, we're just going to do this last bit and then I'll call it, I think. Now we've got another couple of minutes. Let's make you suffer for a little bit longer. Just the one more. Yeah, just one more bit that colour this side. So we'll get that done, and that'll be a perfect place to call things, I think. Boom. Right. Clean the brush. have a murky, manky water pot and a clean water pot. There we go. See you later, Sammy boy. Same to everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a good week. Stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye. Sunday shop the doo 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 doo. Sunday shop the doo 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 doo. Sunday shop the doo 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 doo.